Hi, this is Roger. Thanks for dropping by. I've just got home. For some reason, I had to go and watch the sunrise this morning. So, yeah. Open place, panoramic view. Watch the sun come up. Because if that didn't happen, all of this wouldn't be here. Nor would I, nor would Pussycat. You can work out the reason. Well, after a strange start to the day, it's now about 7:15 in the morning and I've been up three hours. But what I did this morning I had to do, and since I got back I thought, well, we'll settle down with a coffee and we'll catch up on other people's videos. And I don't know how you lot feel about it, but if I see that stupid bloke with that flipping lawnmower and that stupid bing bong piece of music one more time, you won't ever see that on the front of my videos. Trust me. Sometimes things are just beyond belief. I watered all the bulbophyllums 6 days ago. Now I know that sounds quite a long time ago for the growing season, but we've had dull weather. So we haven't had the high temperatures during the days. That was not there. That's, what is it? It's Elizabeth Ann Bucklebury, brain dead. I was up early. But that's a spike. I can't believe that has grown in 6 days. I mean, there may have been a little start of a shoot, I suppose, there, and I didn't notice it, but that's a spike. Now that's good, because that will be my first bulbophyllum flower that I've grown myself. Well, providing it doesn't blast and do silly things. I mean, that's very early days, because the flowers are actually, you know, quite big. But yeah, I've got a bulbophyllum spike. Yay! Oh, I've got loads of new growths coming out my ear holes, but spikes, nothing. Just this one. That'll be good. Hey, bit of good news. Can you see the inherent problem? That plant was sitting on a shelf. Where's the spike? Lower than the shelf. That's been resting on a shelf, growing along the surface of the shelf, when obviously it should be hanging. So I'm going to have to find somewhere else to put that now, somewhere where this can hang naturally. So, all good fun, shuffle round time again. Well, that's that problem solved in principle, but it can't stay there. It's in the way, and it will get fogged. But yeah, basically the way to get round a hanging flower spike is to hang the plant up where the spike can hang freely. So it's got to be hung, it can't stay there, but at the moment I want it out of the way because I'm watering, and it's going to be hung somewhere, yet undecided. Things go unnoticed, especially when it's phalaenopsis, because I don't look at them very often. These have done an awful lot better since they came out in the grow room. They're not all my plants, but and we all know that some of the older lower leaves at the base of the plant do die back as new ones form. As I always say, as long as there's more new ones coming than old ones falling, your plant is gaining ground, you know, it's gaining in strength. Whereas it may have had 5 leaves, you lose one down to 4 and gain 2, you're up to 6. That's an extra leaf. That's the way I look at it. But question comes, they've been sat up there, I thought relatively shaded. That's signs of too much light. Trust me. Now that may well just be an old leaf going, but that leaf was nearest the glass. That looks a little bit like sunburn to me. Some of these older leaves, you know, I mean, I've got new leaves coming, but they're starting to show signs of having too much light. Look how pale these leaves are. Again, too many old leaves going. That's not a strong plant at the best of times. Again, close to the glass. So I think all of these phalaenopsis need a new home. They need to go down a peg. They're just too high up. And the beauty of that is it will allow me to get stuff higher up. Now I'm just going to, because I'm in the middle of stuff and the shelf's empty now, I'm just going to go and do a quick look up, a quick look round. because I've never bothered working out how much light bulbophyllums need. And if the bulbophyllums can go where they were, you know, sort of slightly shaded by higher plants, but there is a time of day, you know, it's just dawned on me, that shade netting only comes halfway across the roof. So for a couple of hours, that sun is coming straight in through that roof, and it's high in the sky this time of year. It's hitting that part of the shelf. That's too much. Phalaenopsis do not like. And they're showing signs. All the ones that are on lower shelves are fine. Their leaves are a nice, good green. What I would call a healthy, bright green. So I'm going to have a good shuffle round. I mean, now's a good time when the shelves are all over the flipping place. But I need to find something else to put there. You know, because if they've got to go somewhere else, then wherever they go, something's got to come out of the way to put them there. Now, obviously, Masdevallias, Restrepias, and I would suggest Paphiopedilums, that's too much for them. Definitely the Restrepias and the Masdevallias anyway. Been keeping them long enough to know that they don't like highlight. They like good light, but not highlight. So I've got to find something else to go there that can stand some pretty bright light for a couple of hours, and then the light level goes down for the rest of the day. But they can take that couple of hours. So I'll have a think. Problems, one after the other today. I'll sort something out, but something's going to have to go there. The only other alternative is to put the Phalaenopsis on one of these shelves over here, which is too close to the glass and gets, you know, through the shade netting, but bright light all afternoon. But what I could do is put another layer of shade netting just for those couple of shelves. But I've got to have a think, and I think it's going to rain in a minute, so the thought of doing anything outside is a no-no. Roger and rain do not mix. But yeah, I've got to have a think now. I've got to shuffle lots of stuff around, and now's the time to do it while I'm watering, because each plant's got to get picked up, looked at, watered, and then either go back where it came from or go back somewhere different, because I think it needs a change. So, I mean, already I can see the Miltonia sunset lurking up in there that's just opened its first bloom on its latest spike. Well, it's no good up there, facing away from me where I can't see it, so that's coming over here. So that's a big plant suddenly up here that wasn't there before. So, yeah, shuffle time. As if I haven't got enough to do. But yeah, I need a lower light area, and you know, stuff that's on the lower light areas is there for a reason. So I can't suddenly take that, you know, my Odontoglossums, for instance, you know, they're on a low shelf in line with the inlet fan. So whenever there's cool air available, they get it, and they don't get the high light. Perfect for them. There's no point in taking them out and putting them up there, is it? That's just going to mess their day up completely. So, shuffle round time, and at the moment I'm at a little bit of a loss, but I need to sort it out now. So I'm just going to go and do a little bit of work on the computer and have a think about these bulbophyllums, because if I could get them out of where they are, then that's the place for the Phalaenopsis, down in there. That would work well. I got a feeling that those two Coelogenes down there could probably do with a bit more light. They were put down there deliberately when they were recently repotted. I always shade things for a while when they've been repotted so that they don't need as much hydration if the light level's not high. So it gives the roots chance to get going again in their new media. So those two can probably come up now. They were potted a while ago. But yeah, shuffle time. I mean, my two radiators down there with their spikes, you know, their leaves are virtually touching the shelves above, but they don't need highlight, and they've already got their spikes, so it's not like I'm trying to induce blooms by increasing light levels. They've got their spikes already now, and they've got their new growths, tender new growths, so they're fine down there for now. They also don't need heat. Anyway, shuffle time. You ugly looking thing. It seems to be doing some sort of flappy thing now. Oh, I'm not sure I want this. But I suppose you could class it as an achievement to actually get the flipping thing to flower. and there are some signs of some new roots. So you know, I'd almost be happy to be growing a couple of new growths, but I'm not so sure I'm pleased with that flipping flower. Anyway, at the moment I'm not checking the bottom of my shoes for cat and dog poo, so it's not doing its smelly thing yet. The day it does, I'll worry about it, but at the moment it's not doing it. It's just, well, you could say interesting, I suppose. I just reckon it's ugly. You know, as orchid blooms go, when the blooms do actually appear from wherever they appear, they're tiny little things, probably 2 or 3 millimeters across, and loads of them. Like, you know, on all of these fluorescences, or whatever you want to call them, ugly bits, you know, there's going to be loads and loads of tiny little flowers, and they look like they're going to be a sort of quite a deep purple sort of colour from the pictures I've seen, but I still can't even work out where the hell they are. It looks like these things sort of split and they're inside or something, but anyway, we shall see. Progress, you know, it's getting bigger all the time. Bigger it gets, the smellier it's probably going to be, but we'll see. Do my plants actually listen to me? Is there some sort of sixth sense, or what the hell? Last time I filmed this, I said, oh, that's just a kiki, no sign of life, no sign of blah, blah. And look, since I last watered it, seriously, there was no sign of a new growth on that. So that's just come up now. So now all I need is the new roots underneath that, and I can get it out of its pot. I've just been waiting. You know, there's no point in disturbing a kiki until it's growing roots. It's already been disturbed by being broken off of its plant, you know, with whatever roots it had. And as far as this plant is concerned, that was undetermined because I bought it as a kiki. But I mean, it's always had roots, you know. I mean, it's got stacks growing out the bottom of the pot, so it has got a root system. So I could take the risk and repot it now, knowing that the new roots are going to come quite soon because of what it is. It's a Dendrobium delicatum, so it's you know, related to Kingianum type orchids. They push their new roots out as the growths get going. I won't say when they're brand new, but not long after. So yeah, that's going in with the others to be repotted. I got getting quite a pile in here at the moment. Got 2 Masdevallias to do, and now a kiki. Yeah, hope it. Well, the fact that I've left them in here, they're going to get done today. I don't know whether I'll film them or not. Bit boring, really. Anyway, 3 to go. That's only in here because it's in my way, and it goes back in when I've finished. That seems like the best idea. So all the Phalaenopsis have gone onto the lower shelf. They're now shaded by all the plants above, and they're back from the glass, so they won't get that high light coming in through the roof anymore because they're not on the highest shelf. So I've shuffled a few things around. My Miltoniopsis, which was up there purely so that I could see the blooms, but those leaves are getting very pale, so that's too much light for that as well. So I'll just have to bend down when I want to see the blooms. Yeah, so I think that sorted the majority of the Phalaenopsis out, so that's job number 1 done. As a consequence, I've now got some space, so I put the radiators up here because they can take the light, not all day, but they'll take that light. My Sedera japonica is staying up there. It's showing no signs of light problems, and from the information I can get, a fair few of the species Phalaenopsis, which that's now been reclassified, it is officially a Phalaenopsis japonica, they can take better light. It should be combined with good humidity, mind. You don't want to start giving Phalaenopsis high light levels with low humidity as well. That's not where they come from, because you're dealing with species now. It's a different ball game to these complicated hybrids that are bred to grow in people's houses. This is species. They come from steamy jungles. They like to stay warm. They don't mind a bit of light now and again, but their humidity level stays high. It's hot, steamy jungle, think, along those lines. Not sort of cool breezes and light and airy. That's not where they come from. So I think that one's going to be okay on the top shelf. It's showing no signs of light stress or anything. And I need a spike on the flipping thing, so it's staying up there for now. Um, you know, it's got a few leaves above it. The Vandas are directly above it as well, so it's not going to get that strong light that the Vandas get. And I've got a big space there now. Yay! So again, things that'll be okay there can use up some of that space, and probably it will just be a matter of spreading things around that are a bit crowded, and I can do that as I go along. Yeah, bulbophyllums were a no-no. Most of those are not high light level plants. Yeah, they don't come from those sort of places. They're a bit along the lines of steamy jungles, but it's an eye-opener. One of the bulbophyllums that I looked up to get a general feel, guess where that one comes from? It often grows on limestone rocks. What is limestone? It's quite alkaline, isn't it? Just goes to show a little bit. I mean, I'm not changing its media, but it just goes to show that, you know, there are some plants around that like a higher pH because of where they come from. And I wouldn't have expected to find a bulbophyllum. But yeah, you know, that is not going to need a low pH. That's going to need a higher pH. It's not going to get it. It's going to get the same treatment as all the others. I'm not paying special attention to one plant. So, but yeah, you know, you get down to individual plant level and you find variation. So I just found one of those. Unusual, I thought. At the moment, this is the only plant outstanding that has no home. This is a species Odontoglossum, one that I believe has retained its name, EVM, and it's in spike. It's got 3 spikes at the moment, and I don't want to jeopardise those spikes by changing anything. Get back in there. Wibbly wobbly flipping tags instead of nice stiff ones. But yeah, I mean, that's currently got 3 spikes. There will be more to come as the new growths progress. I can see how they work as the bulbs reach their true length as far as the leaves are concerned, but before they've swollen up and formed the pseudo bulbs, that's the point at which the spikes come on this one. And as I said, with 3 spikes on it, I don't want to jeopardize those, even though there will be more. So homeless at the moment, should be kept cool and not too bright. That's the trait of the Odontoglossums. They don't like heat, they don't like bright light. So oncidium light would be classed as a bit too much. Yeah, so just a bit down from there, but they like to be cool. And I've only got one cool place, and that's down here. And that's the same temperature as everywhere else most of the time, except as the temperature climbs in here, the extractor fan kicks in and the inlet fan kicks in. And obviously the outdoor temperature in the UK is very rarely the same as in here, 26, 27. We do have moments, but very rare. So these lower shelves here are my coolest place. They do get quite bright light though, so I have to go careful. I mean, one of my Masdevallias is there, and it's doing great. It loves it. It likes that cool blast of air every now and again as the temperature climbs. But that's quite bright light for a Masdevallia, and it's showing no signs of light stress at all. But then it is a very vigorous hybrid, so, you know, it's putting up with it. That monster at the back there, that's Coelogene moriana, and when I get to there in a minute, that's coming out for a repot. All the new growths are right up against the edge of the pot, and there are new growths. And the previous 2 massive bulbs that you can see through there, they're mine. So when it, you know, it's never been repotted. It suddenly dawned on me, because I got it from Burnham's and they just split up a large specimen plant so that I could have a piece. It had just been potted. So I didn't take any notice of it. But looking at the records, I've had it some time now, and it's never been out of its pot. I've been trusting Burnham's to have put it in something quite decent. An element of trust there. But it's coming out of that pot. As those new growths push on, new roots will form in the not too distant future, and I know I've got good roots under the 2 bulbs that I grow. So yeah, that's coming out when I get to it. But yeah, I think these are my cool shelves. I need to take advantage of them. The zygo can move. That doesn't need to be cool as such. What it doesn't need to do is get dripped on. So that can move. But yeah, so a little bit more shuffling to do, but I'm nearly there. As I say, I've got one homeless person at the moment to sort out, which hopefully I can do as I get round there. But this is cluttered up here, so now that I've got a little bit of space here, I can choose a couple of plants that can go there. So that'll declutter that a little bit. Miltonia Sunset will be one of them, because that's lived up here for a long time because it's been in bloom for ages. It got put over there while it was out of bloom. Well, one's just opened, so that needs to come back here where I can see it nicely. So that'll leave a big hole because that's a flipping big plant. And if that comes over here, that's probably it. That will fill that space probably. Anyway, a bit more shuffling to do, but that's probably the rest of it now is going to be tomorrow, because it's lunchtime already. Tummy is rumbling because Roger's been up a very long time today. And I don't like watering after lunch. It's just a thing I've got. You know, I'd like to water AM, not PM. And I've still got all my mounted orchids to do. I haven't even started those yet. And they must be done today. They didn't get done yesterday. His daughter was down and it's travel day, taking her back on the Monday. So, yeah, all the dailies have got to be done. And I'll finish watering that lot, and that lot, which seems like a lot, but I probably won't need to do the dailies tomorrow. So just those, it's not actually a big deal. It looks like a lot of plants, but there's a lot of green. There's not necessarily a lot of pots underneath all that green. So yeah, that'll be tomorrow's job. So yeah, I'm not going to find anything amongst the dailies. If I do, I'll add it on. So I'll call this one a day so that I've got something to you know, build on the computer and actually post, and then I'll see what else I can do tomorrow. But yeah, shuffle time. I haven't moved stuff around for some time. I like doing it, but you know, this was a necessity. Those Phalaenopsis were showing severe signs of too much light. You know, it becomes noticeable if you bother looking at them. Okay, see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.